Welcome to Hero Villains. Thank you for always watching and supporting the channel. In your opinion, Juggernaut versus Weapon H. On one side, the embodiment of unstoppable strength, blessed by Sidorak, the Lord of Destruction. The one who has punched through dimensions and broken through every line of defense, from steel walls to psychic shields. Cain Marko, the Juggernaut. On the other side, the ultimate weapon of the Weapon X program. A terrifying fusion of the Hulk's strength and Wolverine's healing factor, encased in razor-sharp adamantium armor, a killing machine designed to replace the very legends themselves. Clayton Cortez, Weapon H. When unstoppable strength meets the ultimate weapon of destruction, when ancient magic confronts peak genetic engineering, who will be the last one standing?
Cain Marko is the son of an abusive man and the half-brother of Charles Xavier. Unlike his genius and moral younger brother, Cain grew up consumed by envy, hatred, and an insatiable lust for power. During a desertion from the army, he discovered a forgotten ancient temple in Asia, dedicated to the worship of Sidorak. There, he found a glowing crimson gem, the Sidorak gem. Upon touching it and reading the inscription aloud, "Whosoever touches this gem shall possess the power of Sidorak. From this moment forth, you shall be the Juggernaut." Cain Marko's life was forever changed. The Juggernaut is one of the X-Men's oldest arch-enemies, though at certain points, he has fought alongside the mutant team to face greater threats. After losing the Sidorak gem and the source of power that once granted him nearly limitless might, Cain Marko found the Crimson Bands of Sidorak on Earth. By bonding with this artifact and absorbing energy from the remaining fragments of the Sidorak gem, he restored his power and achieved a truly terrifying combat state. Cain Marko's physical strength is immense enough to level fortified structures with just a few blows. A single punch slammed into the ground can generate violent shockwaves that shake the surrounding area and destroy everything in their path. With just a thunderclap, he once completely obliterated the body of Primus, a testament to the overwhelming force very few opponents can withstand. This colossal source of power also surges throughout his body, especially his legs, allowing Cain to execute leaps that cross vast distances and generate catastrophic impact force upon landing. The Juggernaut's endurance is equally astonishing. He can fight continuously for extremely long periods with virtually no signs of diminished stamina. Even when a massive building collapsed directly onto him, Cain stood his ground and emerged without much difficulty. He has also directly withstood extremely powerful attacks from the Hulk and Quicksand, yet maintained his combat capability with very little significant damage. Beyond his natural durability, Cain can generate a force field around his body, enhancing his defensive capabilities and absorbing attacks of immense destructive power, making him exponentially harder to defeat. The most fearsome aspect of the Juggernaut lies in his nearly unstoppable momentum. Once Cain starts charging forward, forcing him to stop is almost an impossibility. Even Diesel, with her ability to slow kinetic motion, could only marginally reduce Cain's speed for a short time, unable to halt him completely. Texas Twister also poured all his power into blocking his path, but the result was practically negligible. The Juggernaut can summon his distinctive armor whenever necessary. Many believe this armor was brought from another dimension each time Cain Marko used his power. However, it was later revealed that the armor is actually stored within his own body, and only materializes when summoned. This demonstrates the profound bond between Cain and the energy of Sidorak, making the armor an inseparable part of his very being. The Crimson Gem of Sidorak grants Cain an incredible healing ability. Severe wounds can vanish in a short time, allowing him to rapidly return to fighting condition. After enduring a nearly fatal attack from Nimrod, Cain still recovered completely without leaving any trace of injury. For this reason, the Juggernaut has long been considered a threat on par with Thor. According to Prosh's assessment, Cain's relative mutagenic power index reaches 8.9, reflecting his standing among the mightiest warriors to ever exist. He is ranked in the strength class of 90 or 100. However, the true source of Cain's power lies not just in his muscle strength, but is intrinsically tied to his role as the embodiment of destruction. In major battles, the Juggernaut has taken down the Thing with just 3 powerful punches, defeated Colossus, and subdued the merged Hulk through a series of carefully calculated successive ambushes. He has also defeated Thor while the God of Thunder was in a weakened state. Not stopping there, Kane has held his own against Prime in a fierce battle, taken down multiple mutants with a single explosive thunderclap-like attack, and knocked down the stranger with just one punch after growing to about 15 meters tall. The Juggernaut further proved his strength by fighting World War Hulk to a standstill, while the Hulk was in a state of extreme rage and matching the mighty Thor blow for blow before the bond between Kane and Sidorak was broken. He has also fought Savage Hulk to a draw in a berserk state, wounded King Hyperion despite being weakened himself, and overpowered Scar for the majority of their fight before ultimately being defeated. That said, when Sidorak withdrew a significant portion of his power, Kane's combat ability diminished considerably. In a weakened state, he has lost to opponents like Iron Man, demonstrating that the Juggernaut's strength depends heavily on his link to this mystical entity. Conversely, when amplified by the immense energy absorbed from a magical universe, Kane reaches a level of power far exceeding normal limits. He can shatter multiple dimensional barriers, tear the fabric of space and time, and create continuous rifts that spread across the universe he occupies. The Juggernaut possesses the ability to generate a mystical force field that envelops his entire body. This field significantly enhances Kane Marco's durability, allowing him to withstand attacks of colossal destructive force. Even Mjolnir and Thor's divine power cannot easily breach this protective layer. Even Wolverine's famous adamantium claws, capable of slicing through almost any substance, are completely useless against his extraordinary defense. The mystical energy of Sidorak is independent of any biological needs. Kane does not need to breathe, eat, or rest to survive. He knows no fatigue and requires no sleep. During one battle, even when his body was reduced to a skeleton, Kane continued to talk and fight as if he had never sustained any serious injury. Although not completely invulnerable, he possesses an extremely powerful regenerative ability. If damaged, his bodily tissues and structures will recover almost instantly. Shatterstar's sword was once able to inflict a wound on the Juggernaut's body, but all traces of it vanished in a brief moment. On another occasion, the demon Despair drained Kane's life force and stripped away all his flesh, leaving only his skeleton. However, once his power source was restored, his entire body quickly regenerated completely, leaving no lingering effects. Despite being famous for the title Unstoppable, the Juggernaut has been neutralized in certain special circumstances. In a confrontation with War Hulk, Apocalypse grafted celestial technology onto the Hulk, allowing the Green Goliath to continuously increase his strength at will. Thanks to that superior power, the Hulk was able to halt the Juggernaut's charge. Spider-Man has also defeated Kane through quick wit rather than direct confrontation. After temporarily blinding his opponent, he lured the Juggernaut into charging into the foundation of a recently poured concrete structure. The Juggernaut's own immense weight and momentum drove him deep into the still wet concrete, trapping him underground for many months. These events show that although he possesses nearly invincible power, the Juggernaut can be neutralized if an opponent knows how to leverage the environment, tactics, and the right timing.
I truly hope you will subscribe to the channel. It would help us out immensely, and you are the most wonderful person ever. Thank you very much.
Now let's talk about Weapon H. Clayton Cortez is a former Marine who volunteered for a secret government program designed to create Super Soldier. But he had no idea that he was becoming a test subject for the most insane project of the Weapon X program. Project Weapon H. The scientists, led by Dr. Alba, took DNA samples from Amadeus Cho, Hulk and Lady Deathstrike, one of the bearers of an adamantium-laced skeleton, along with other genetic samples, and grafted them into Clayton's body. The result was both a disaster and a masterpiece. Clayton transformed into a massive monster with gray skin, muscles rippling like the Hulk's, and razor-sharp adamantium claws capable of slicing through anything. But unlike the Hulk, he wasn't completely out of control. The scientists implanted into his brain the memories and combat instincts of the greatest warriors, turning him into a killing machine with unparalleled skill and ruthlessness. He was the perfect fusion of brute strength and lethal combat technique. Although Clayton eventually regained control of himself and tried to use his power for good, the monster inside him is always waiting to resurface. Weapon H is a living weapon, designed to confront and eliminate Hulk-level threats. He is the next evolution of the Weapon X program and one of the most dangerous beings on the planet. Weapon H possesses physical strength on the level of the Hulk. He can lift and throw objects weighing hundreds of tons, create localized earthquakes by punching the ground, and match the might of the strongest creatures. His strength can also increase with rage, similar to the Hulk, though perhaps not reaching the same limitless potential as the Green Goliath. He was grafted with an adamantium-laced skeleton, multiplying his body's durability exponentially. But the most terrifying feature is the razor-sharp adamantium claws on both hands. These claws can slice through almost any material on Earth, including steel, concrete, and can even damage beings with supernatural durability. This is the weapon that can pierce the defenses of opponents against whom brute strength alone is useless. Like Wolverine, Weapon H possesses an incredibly powerful healing factor. He can regenerate damaged tissue, recover from severe wounds within seconds, and is immune to most diseases and toxins. This ability makes him extremely difficult to put down. Unlike creatures that rely solely on brute strength, Weapon H was implanted with the memories and combat skills of the greatest warriors. He is a master of multiple martial arts, military tactics, and weaponry use. This makes him far more dangerous than a mindless monster. He knows how to fight intelligently, exploit his opponent's weaknesses, and use the surrounding environment to his advantage. Because he carries a portion of the Hulk's DNA, Weapon H possesses a nearly limitless potential for physical strength. Whenever he unleashes this full energy source, his power can escalate with the intensity of the battle. This was clearly demonstrated in his confrontation with Amadeus Cho while in his primal Hulk form. Throughout the fight, Weapon H consistently displayed the ability to physically dominate, proving he is one of the few warriors capable of going toe-to-toe with powerful versions of the Hulk without being outmatched. Weapon H's hyper-developed musculature not only grants him destructive power, but also produces extraordinary leaping ability. In a single bound, he was once able to cover a distance of up to 547 miles, equivalent to approximately 880 kilometers. This feat reflects the colossal thrust generated by his legs and his superhuman level of bodily control. Even without transforming into his Hulk state, Clayton Cortez remains vastly physically superior to an ordinary human. In his confrontation with Wolverine, he easily leaped from the ground to high tree branches with a single simple motion. Similar to the Hulk, Weapon H can inhale a massive volume of air and then release it with extreme pressure, creating an effect similar to a storm. This unique ability once allowed him to extinguish a raging wildfire engulfing Redwood National Park, while also generating a concussive blast strong enough to knock Man-Thing off balance. This seemingly simple ability is, in fact, a testament to his lung capacity, respiratory muscle strength, and superior physique that very few superheroes can match. Weapon H's defensive capabilities also rank among the top tier in the universe. His extremely high-density skin, muscle system, and skeletal structure, combined with his adamantium skeleton and powerful healing factor, make him an incredibly difficult warrior to defeat. Conventional blades are completely incapable of piercing his skin. To date, only adamantium and vibranium are the rare metals capable of effectively inflicting injury upon Weapon H's body. He is virtually immune to bullets, fire, close-range explosions, and falls from extreme heights, all while maintaining his combat capability nearly intact. This level of durability even extends to his eyes, allowing his visual system to withstand impacts that would normally destroy the sensitive organs of an ordinary person. Even when reverting to his human form, Clayton Cortez still possesses durability far exceeding any normal human, thanks to the adamantium skeleton grafted into his body. Although his skin in this state no longer retains the same defensive level as when transformed, the nearly indestructible framework still protects his vital organs from extreme impact. Bullets can cause injury if they strike areas not fully protected, but putting him down remains an immensely difficult task. Clayton has directly withstood the furious blows of the Hulk and survived, continuing to fight and proving that even without unleashing the full power of Weapon H, he remains one of the most formidable and durable physical warriors ever created. This is a battle between unstoppable mystical might and ultimate biotechnological power. In terms of raw strength, the Juggernaut has the advantage. His power comes from a cosmic level mystical entity and is virtually limitless when fully blessed by Sidorak. Weapon H is as strong as the Hulk, but the Hulk has repeatedly failed to stop the Juggernaut through sheer strength alone. Regarding durability, the Juggernaut's mystical force field renders him immune to most physical attacks. However, Weapon H possesses a weapon the Hulk does not: adamantium claws. Adamantium is one of the sharpest and most durable materials in the Marvel Universe. It can slice through almost anything. The Juggernaut's force field has blocked attacks from Thor's Mjolnir, a divine weapon. Yet, adamantium has also injured supernatural entities before. It is highly likely that, with sufficient force and focus, Weapon H's claws could inflict some degree of injury on the Juggernaut, especially if targeting less heavily protected areas like the face. Speed. This is a major advantage for Weapon H. He is vastly quicker and more agile than the Juggernaut. He can dodge attacks, circle around his opponent, and deliver precise strikes. Furthermore, his implanted combat skills make him a considerably more dangerous fighter than Cain Marko. The Juggernaut primarily relies on brute strength and momentum. He tends to charge directly at his opponent. Weapon H will not be easily struck. He will use his speed and skill to evade the Juggernaut's charges and counterattack at opportune moments. A single punch from the Juggernaut can level a building and send Weapon H flying a great distance, but Weapon H's healing factor will allow him to quickly get back up. Conversely, slashes from Weapon H's adamantium claws could inflict wounds that even the Juggernaut's force field cannot completely negate, and the Juggernaut lacks a healing factor. He relies on his force field to prevent injury, not to recover from wounds. The battle. The fight would begin with the Juggernaut charging straight at Weapon H at terrifying speed. Weapon H, with his reflexes and skill, would manage to dodge the charge and slash his claws across the Juggernaut's ribs as he barrels past. The adamantium claws would spark against the force field and might leave minor scratches on the Juggernaut's skin. Realizing his opponent's agility, the Juggernaut would change tactics. He would use wide, sweeping punches and earth-shattering stomps to generate shockwaves meant to throw Weapon H off balance. One of these punches would connect, blasting Weapon H through a building. But with his healing factor, Weapon H would quickly rise, likely angrier and even stronger. The battle would be protracted and brutal. The Juggernaut would not be able to easily finish an opponent who constantly regenerates and evades. Weapon H would not be able to easily put down an opponent who is nearly invulnerable and tireless. However, the turning point would come when the Juggernaut begins to build momentum. He would back off and initiate a full power charge aimed directly at Weapon H. This time, he would not give Weapon H a chance to dodge. He would charge with maximum speed and power, obliterating everything in his path. Weapon H would try to brace himself, thrusting his claws directly at the Juggernaut, but the Juggernaut's momentum is unstoppable. He would charge right through those claws, potentially sustaining injury, but not stopping, and slam into Weapon H with unprecedented cataclysmic force. This impact would generate a tremendous explosion, and Weapon H would be hurled back with severe injuries, possibly even fractures. Though his bones are adamantium, the joints and soft tissues can still be damaged by the sheer concussive force. Before he could fully heal, the Juggernaut would press the assault, stomping and punching relentlessly, denying him any chance to rise until Weapon H is completely buried beneath the rubble and unable to continue fighting. This is a battle the Juggernaut wins. Weapon H is an incredibly formidable opponent, a perfect fusion of strength, durability, and skill. He could trouble the Juggernaut more than most foes thanks to his adamantium claws and intelligent fighting ability. However, the Juggernaut's power is not merely physical. It is a law of the universe imposed by magic. Nothing can stop the Juggernaut is not just a catchphrase. It is a fact. Once he has momentum, no strength, no weapon, and no skill can halt him. Weapon H could make him bleed, could make him feel pain, but cannot stop him from moving forward. And ultimately, it is that very unstoppable momentum that will crush Weapon H.
And that is our analysis of the battle between the embodiment of destruction and the ultimate weapon. Let us know your opinion by commenting down below. Do you side with the unstoppable force or the weapon of destruction? If you enjoy high-stakes showdowns like this, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any upcoming battles. And remember to follow us. Thank you for watching, and we will see you again in the next thrilling matchups. Thank you very much.